is about racing. Project E. Finally, you show yourself. That's an FD. What's that? An H6?
What's going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to Project Zangetsu. Well guys, welcome back to another Talk and Drive episode of Project Zangetsu. So there's several reasons why I decided to do this video today. One of them is that I was feeling like a little bit nostalgic last night. I was thinking back to the time when I was stranded back in the fall for about 6 months, and Zangetsu was not with me. Zangetsu was with Brad at Hertz. Stuck in the wall for about 6 months or so. So during that time, I still wanted to continue making content for my channel. Just did not have the car with me, so I wasn't able to make proper automotive videos in the vein that I would like to as an automotive content creator, if that makes sense. So now that the car is back and everything, and we've moved well past that era of my life, I just thought it would be dope to make this style video, another one of those sort of like automotive news kind of videos, but this time sitting in the car and driving. It's sort of like it just it marks the occasion of the fact that there is at least one difficult circumstance in our lives that we have moved past, like not everything is perfect yet, but having Zangetsu back, having some income and all that stuff is a great it's a great milestone marker to make another video like this, but not stuck in a student accommodation that I hated staying in. So the other reason is that there's some pretty exciting news, I think, in the car culture space. So recently, one of the spokespeople, or maybe high-level ranking management within Toyota, made an announcement that they have a new mandate, basically, which is a no more boring cars policy, and this is going to be coming from the Gazoo Racing Division, GR, the one that's responsible for the GR Supra, as well as the GR Corolla, and the GR86 sports cars in Toyota. So they have a new car coming out. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be, but there has been a physical concept built of the car, and I believe it's going to be called the Toyota GR GT3, if I'm not mistaken. And it's quite an exciting looking piece of equipment. Sorry guys, I'm gonna open the window because I'm starting to sweat. And the most exciting part of it for me is the platform that it's gonna be on. I mean, Toyota was not kidding when they said no more boring cars, because apparently it's gonna be a rear-wheel drive platform, first of all, and then second of all, it's going to feature a V8 twin turbo engine, and it's going to be kicking out about 470 kilowatts, which is unprecedented for a road-going car. And it's going to be rear-wheel drive, made it to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. So apparently it's gonna be, there's gonna be sort of like, I think 3 cars that they're releasing that are gonna be on that platform. What used to be the Lexus LFA is also gonna be on that same twin turbo V8 rear wheel drive platform. Probably the LFA variant, I imagine, is probably gonna be tuned to exceed 470 kilowatts, simply because I believe the LFA has always sort of been like, you know, the halo performance car. It was supposed to be almost a hypercar in terms of its ranking or stature. I say this because it originally had a V10 engine, normally aspirated, but normally once you get to, you know, the V10s and all that, you're either a supercar or a hypercar. So I imagine that now that it's gone down from a V10 to a V8 twin turbo, they'll most likely tune it to go beyond 470 kilowatts so that it's the top dog in the lineup. So apparently, part of the reason for the car's creation was to sort of like, you know, rail against the machine when it comes to the electrification of cars. So it's still a very much a petrol engine, but it is electronically assisted. It is a hybrid platform in the sense that both the powertrain and the drivetrain are going to be electronically assisted, although the engine itself is going to be almost 100% petrol. So that is a very exciting thing to be privy to in this day and age. So there also isn't a lot of news right now as to how much the car is going to cost, which variants are we going to be getting here in South Africa, but I'm pretty confident that we are going to be getting at least one of them. Otherwise, you know, Toyota Gazoo Racing.co.za, the South African variant of that website, wouldn't have bothered to release the kilowatt readings of the engine's power output, because that's the unit that we use here in South Africa as well as other countries. In terms of exterior design, it does look pretty sleek and pretty supercar-ish. In fact, it's sort of like a nice compromise between what a supercar should look like and also what a saloon, normal road-going sedan sports car should look like. It looks very modern and sleek, yet still sort of looking very agile and practical at the same time, which is the kind of look I've always liked. That's the kind of look that's always sort of attracted me to cars, like the Aston Martin Vanquish and the Vantage, for example. I've always liked their, you know, sports car coupe kind of design. So it's pretty exciting, but I'm pretty sure it's definitely going to cost an arm and a leg to get one. And My only sort of like gripe for a car that's barely even released yet, but my only gripe with it in terms of design and engineering is that, in this day and age, not that I'm just a Subaru fanatic, but in this day and age, it has sort of like become very sort of proven, from an experience point of view and also from like a technological research point of view, that all-wheel drive is a very effective platform when it comes to linear power delivery and usable power for a car's engine to have. And then there's also the safety feature of the fact that there's a lot better handling to be had with four-wheel drive. Motorsports platforms like Rally have more than proven that to be a fact, how well it performs on loose surfaces. But not only that, it also has, an unparalleled amount of grip on the top as well. So it only makes sense that the higher you go in power numbers, you should definitely have a lot more traction to help you translate all that power to the road. Of course, along with a very effective transmission system as well. I mean, it's one of the reasons why, if you look at brands like Audi, most of their cars, their passenger cars, especially like sort of in the working class market, if you can call it that, are front wheel drive. But then once one of those cars, when you get to sort of like the top shelf of them, like the A3, let's say for example, then they start making them quattro, which is Audi's version of all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. So that and Audi's been doing that for decades now. So that in and of itself is an indication that once you have more power, it makes sense for you to have better handling as well, and a lot more traction for you to handle all of that power with. So it surprises me that Toyota has chosen to go rear-wheel drive for this platform. I mean, yes, we all know that rear-wheel drive is a lot more fun in the sense that, you can get sideways, you can get the rear to step out and all of that stuff. You can even do burnouts, you can do donuts, things that these are all things you can't do easily with a four-wheel drive car because it sort of negates that. But just purely from a power translation point of view, I would say four-wheel drive is the better thing to put on your car if it's going to have that much power. I mean, there's so many examples of this outside of Audi. I mean, even if you look at Nissan, for example, or Nissan for my South African viewers, the Skyline GTT versus the Skyline GTR, right? Now, the Skyline GTT is a rear-wheel drive platform with a 2-liter, with an inline, I think it's a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. I think it's 2 liters or 2.5 liters. Now that's rear-wheel drive. But the GTR, which has an inline 6-cylinder engine and a twin turbo setup instead of a single turbo setup, pushes out a lot more power than the GTT, and it is 4-wheel drive, which just further proves the point that you want to increase your handling as well as your power output. So maybe there's some technology in the GR GT3's chassis which sort of makes things a lot more improved handling wise, despite the fact that it's rear-wheel drive. I don't know. I'm yet to even see one, let alone drive one. So I'm kind of an unreliable narrator at this point. I guess you could just say I'm delivering my own opinion and my 2 cents, but nonetheless, it looks like a pretty exciting platform, and I can't wait to see. That's going to bring us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching until this point of the video. I really appreciate it. If you really enjoyed the information I had to disseminate in today's episode, please click on the thumbs up icon and leave us a like. And if you'd like to see more from Project Zangetsu, please go ahead and click subscribe and be sure to hit that bell icon so you are notified each and every time I drop new content on this here channel. As usual, people, take care of each other, stay awesome, and keep the dream alive. Peace.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my own